Good morning and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with our producer, Nick Steffens.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Our publisher is Matt Bryant, and we're part of the Southeast Iowa Union. Coming up later in the show, we'll be joined with Leslie Bailey. She owns Boho Bailey and is opening up Meraki Crafted later this week as their grand opening. So we'll learn more about her business on the square and her new business opening up soon. But first, let's talk about the weather. It is 45 degrees and cloudy outside. Is it going to rain?
I have no clue. I thought it was supposed to, and then did it rain in the morning?
Well, I thought
overnight?
I thought the pavement looked wet this morning, and my son was like, "Oh, do you think I can wear shorts today? Because it's 45." And I'm like, "No, it's 45, and it's cloudy."
I was the kid that wore shorts like year round when I was in middle school, so I understand exactly.
We had a
where he's
rule
coming
at
from.
my house. It had to be 60 degrees when I left the house for myself to wear shorts. And now I just feel like I just fold all the time for my kids. I'm like, whatever you want to do. Like, if you survive, it's your fault. Like, go for it. But I don't want to hear you complain.
Yeah, it was the sweatshirt on top, but then the basketball shorts on the bottom.
Yes, yep. That's often the look at my house. Local events, there's the Wine and Dine for the PEO Chapter J at Cafe Dodici tonight. Tomorrow at noon is the concert series with WHS Band at the Washington Public Library. And then Meraki Crafted's grand opening next to Boho Bailey, which is what we'll be talking about soon. Their grand opening is this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Also, the spring open houses for the downtown shopping district is happening this Friday and Saturday. So lots of things to look forward to. And then, of course, we talked to Mike Zaz on Monday about the Red Cedar Music Group, who is performing at the Ainsworth Opera House on Friday. They're having the concert series, the Physics, Art, and Music Concert with dinner for $25 at the Ainsworth Opera House. So if you're interested in taking advantage of that, I know there's still room, and it sounded like a neat opportunity. So contact Mike Zaz if you're interested in that. So do you remember his phone number, Nick?
No.
Didn't memorize that?
653.
It was a 319-653, but I forget the last four digits.
Yeah, I got that part.
So we're pretty helpful this morning. All right, let's take a look at the police report. We had 8 traffic calls, 6 animal complaints, 6 sex offender checks. Did I say 6? 3. 2 harassment calls, 2 warrant arrests, 2 public service calls, 2 fraud calls, and 2 civil disputes. A bunch of single calls for a total of 37 calls on the police report. The highlights of the police report. Still haven't come up with a good word besides highlights of the police report. But
Lowlights, I guess.
we'll call them the lowlights. A loose animal call in Kelowna reports there's a loose horse and buggy traveling south on Highway 1. 9210 responded and was unable to locate.
Very fitting for Kelowna.
Do you think that it was in fact a loose horse and buggy, or do you think like maybe it was like a short person and maybe they couldn't see him?
That could also be it. I feel like because they couldn't find it, which I feel like it's pretty easy to find a horse and buggy just going down the street.
And it's safe to say the person calling in probably wasn't Amish.
Yeah.
So, okay. Fire call in Washington. Reports a fire alarm at the water plant. Office Lab Northwest Sensor Smoke Detector. Washington Fire was paged and disregarded due to it being a false alarm.
I feel like fire at the water plant is a bit of I think it's irony. I think that's what it's called.
That's funny. Yes. All right. Well, I'm glad that it was disregarded because it was a false alarm. But yes, I think they would have had the adequate amount of water to take care of that if necessary. At least we hope so. Alarm call in Ainsworth. Caller requests someone check on their cell tower building. They keep getting a generator alarm. They would like someone to go there and check to see if the generator is running. 9219 responded. Generator was not running. Caller was advised and wanted nothing further done.
I thought it was going to be a prank call where it's like, is your generator running? Well, then you better go catch it. I thought that's what it was going to be.
That's actually what I thought too. So, all right, we're on the same page there. Iowa City police log, always entertaining. Called 911, kept getting different answers for the address, says he is seeing stuff.
I believe that's called a bad trip, I believe.
Yeah, wow. All right. RP, what did we say?
Reporting
RP?
party.
Reporting party. Okay. Reporting party and female in South Carolina have same name, and it's affecting the RPS credit.
Is that how it works? I don't think it is.
Isn't it by Social Security number?
Yeah, so I think she's just making bad financial decisions.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I have to rant about this. Speaking of the police report, I drive by the middle school in Mount Pleasant on the way to work to leave town, which is also the bus hub for like all the kids. And these second graders like threw a rock into the street, almost hitting like a car's windshield. So that car stops. And then I slowed down. And then they ran out in front of my car after their rock. And I was like a foot away from hitting 2 second graders because they just weren't paying attention and just ran right into the street.
Did you call him in?
I didn't, but
This is just as bad, being called out on
yeah.
Washington Live.
But it was just a very anxious start to my morning because I thought I almost hit 2 second graders.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't hit anybody.
I'm glad I didn't either. I wouldn't be able to live with myself even if they were fine.
And I'm glad they retrieved their rock. So, All right. Just a reminder to look both ways before running out in front of a vehicle.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll take a commercial break, and when we get back, we'll talk to Leslie from Boho Bailey.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Emmy.
Hi.
Why don't eggs tell jokes?
Why?
They crack each other up.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, and I'm joined in the studio by Leslie Bailey, the owner of Boho Bailey on the Square. And she's getting ready to open up a Meraki Crafting as well.
You got it. Yeah.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Let's first start off by tell me a little bit about yourself, Leslie.
So I'm originally from, my husband and I, Scott, who own both businesses, are originally from Grinnell, Iowa. And we lived in Iowa City for quite a few years. We had kids, decided we wanted a smaller place to live, smaller district for our kids to attend school. So we came and moved down to Crawfordsville in 2015, I believe it was. And I was running a Boho Bailey at that time. At that point, it was a women's boutique, and we sold women's clothing. About 2017, I started making my own T-shirts, and everything just kind of evolved from there. And in 2019, we opened a little bitty store. We needed warehouse space, so we opened a storefront in Winfield. I discovered that people wanted to shop in store just as much as they wanted to buy online.
Yeah.
And we closed during the pandemic. And then when it was over in 2022, we looked for a new spot and found our current place in Washington.
Yeah.
So here we are. It's just kind of evolved from a women's boutique to now we carry all of our own creations. And that's how Boho Bailey turned from a boutique to a t-shirt shop.
Yeah, great. So when it was a boutique before you opened in Washington, did you have a physical location in Iowa City or Grinnell, or
We had a
online?
it was online from 2015 to 2019.
Okay.
And that's when we opened the storefront in Winfield, which I had no idea what I was doing at that point beyond getting it out of my family room.
Right.
So I knew that when we reopened as a boutique, we needed a more central location.
Yeah.
So we looked both here in Washington and in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
And Washington won. So here we are.
So is your passion clothing or marketing or sales? Like, how did you kind of get into this line of business?
So I've always had an entrepreneurial, that's a tough word, mindset. And I sort of, it's the creativity for me, I think, that drives me. And designing, it grew out of designing T-shirts. Well, at first, I suppose it grew out of designing outfits and wanting to wear things that really spoke to me personally, and finding things that were good for women of all sizes. And then we really had fun designing our T-shirts. And honestly, at some point we looked at our sales and realized that 75% of our sales were from our T-shirts and sweatshirts and all the other stuff that we made in-house,
Yeah.
and realized that that was the direction we wanted to go.
Okay.
So
Awesome. And for people who are watching who haven't heard of Boho Bailey or don't know where you're located, can you tell them where you're located in downtown Washington?
Sure. We're at 215 South Iowa Ave.
Okay.
And I like to tell people it's just right next door to Marshall's Furniture, because that seems to be the landmark around here.
Yep.
And Meraki Crafted is opening right next door to Boho Bailey. So it just goes Marshall's, Boho, Meraki.
Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me about Meraki Crafted and how you got this idea to open up another business next door?
So Boho Bailey pretty much runs itself now. And we have some good help, and we have 3 women who work for us, and they know the ins and outs of the business and how to deal with most of the stuff. So we found that we had a little bit of extra time since it was sort of running itself now. And I guess we don't like a void, Scott and I.
Yeah.
So
I was like, oh, that sounds great.
yeah. And we actually just recently invested in a laser cutter and engraver.
Okay.
And we started using that, and we'd been adding like awards, cups, things like that to our lineup. And because of the void, I started talking with Sam Meyer, and I'm like, what is Washington looking for? What are we talked about awards. We talked about, kind of like an award and trophy shop, which didn't excite me very much, although it's needed, and we still offer that service at Boho Bailey. And we talked a lot, and she said that people were looking more for experiences now, things to do in town that were different from going to a bar, going out to eat, doing things like that. And so the idea just kind of grew from there. And the storefront next door to us was open, so we asked our great landlord, Walt Stutzman, if we could rent it, and the rest is kind of history. So we offer, we offer open crafting at Meraki.
Okay.
And so you can walk in and look at our stock, and we have lots of crafting projects from ages basically 3 and up. So you can bring your kids in, you can come in with your girlfriends, you can, just drop in whenever you want during our open hours, pick a craft and do it up in our maker space.
Okay.
And we'll just give you all the supplies you need to make the craft, and
then
you can
it's
go to town.
Priced according to what project you're working on?
Yes. So we have Our crafting projects range from like $6 to $45. I think the highest price craft is.
Okay.
And we have lots of wood quilts. We have little things like school buses and fire trucks and mermaids. So we have stuff for boys and for girls, because I know, having one of each, that boys get left out of that idea a lot of times.
Right.
And then we have we have some more complex projects, and we also have projects for beginners.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that sounds really neat.
Yeah.
A neat concept for sure. Where did you get the name of the business, Meraki?
So Meraki means to do, it's a Greek word, and it means to do something with love, creativity, great joy. It kind of means to like leave something of yourself in your work. So we want to kind of embody that. When you walk into Meraki, you can pick your project and then put your creativity into it and personalize it in your own way.
Yeah. Okay. So your grand opening is tomorrow. Okay. And tell me, what do you have planned for your grand opening, or what can people expect? What are the hours?
So we are open on Thursday and Friday from 11 to 6 and Saturday from 10 to 2. We have 50 swag bags to hand out. So the first 50 in the door get a cotton tote bag, which we'll ask people to save because they can bring it back in. It has our logo on it, and they can bring it back in later for discounts as we advertise that. And then it has a koozie and a little magnet in it. So that's one reason to attend.
Yeah.
And then you can come in and check out all of the special classes we have coming up. I think what we have on the docket is for Easter, we have an Easter egg painting for little kids, ages 3 and up. Any kid who can hold a paintbrush, marker, or crayon can come in and color an Easter egg, and it comes with a little stand so mom and dad can display it after their little has painted it. And after that, we have a floral sign class, which is, it's a round sign about 11 inches, and it's got it's like a puzzle. The little floral pieces fit into the wood cutout. And so you pull those out and you paint them, and you can personalize this one. We'll cut a name or welcome or your house number or whatever you want to put on it. That class is on, I think, the 6th.
Okay.
Easter egg is the 1st. Floral sign painting is the 6th. And then I believe it's next week on the 13th, we have Muggles and Wizards nights for Harry Potter fans.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Hitting the ground running with different events.
Yeah.
So, so you guys are out open, normal business hours that people can come in and pick a craft and do it there if they want, or then these special events that they can sign up for ahead of time and come. And what's the best way for people to find out information about events that you have coming up? Do you use Facebook or website?
We use Facebook, we use Instagram, we use TikTok, we have a website. Our websites are Meraki Crafted and Boho Bailey are connected. So you can go to merakicrafted.com or to bohobailey.com, either one.
Okay. So if I were to come in with my boys age 10 and 8, what craft or activity would you recommend for us?
Well, we have robots, we have fire truck, garbage truck, school bus.
And then they'd paint them and decorate them. And Very cool.
And you have, we have a lot of round door signs. We have big, larger, we call them puzzle paintings because you basically turn it over and all the pieces fall out. And then you can paint the pieces as you see fit. Some of them are pretty intricate. Mm-hmm. They usually take about an hour, and we provide you with the paint. And then when you're done, we have a double stick backing on the puzzle pieces, and you peel that off and you just stick it right in the corresponding spot, and no longer falls out, which is really nice when you want to hang it on the wall.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, my kids love to paint and craft and put things together.
And it's
so
nicer
that
when
sounds
it's
neat.
not in your house.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I can understand that for sure. So, all right. Well, let's head to a commercial break, and then when we get back, we'll talk more to Leslie about Boho Bailey and Meraki Crafted that's opening up tomorrow.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio by Leslie. And we've been talking about her business, Boho Bailey, located downtown Washington, and the grand opening of their new store, her and her husband's new store, Meraki Crafted, right next door to Boho Bailey. The grand opening's happening Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. First 50 get a swag bag. Are you marking your calendar for 11 o'clock tomorrow, Nick?
I am.
Yep.
Yeah, you need a tote.
bigger.
Yeah.
Come over, get a swag bag for your girlfriend, and I'm sure she'll appreciate that. So yeah, mark your calendar and check out that. It sounds like you guys have a lot of great events coming open in your first few weeks in business. Let's go back to Boho Bailey a little bit. So why the name Boho Bailey? We talked a little bit about Meraki Crafted and how that name got chosen, but how did you choose Boho Bailey?
So Boho was very much our style when we first opened the boutique, when we were still a boutique and had women's clothing. And it just kind of stuck. And there's been a long running joke with all of our employees, present and past, to call me Mrs. Boho and my husband Mr. Boho. So, I mean, we've kind of, talked about it occasionally. Do we change the name now that we don't really carry women's clothing? Or do we? And I'm like, I don't know how we could. I mean, because everybody knows us as Boho Bailey.
We could come up with a cool acronym for BOHO or something.
No, well, we could, but I don't know what it would be. Right? You can work on that for me. Okay. You're good at marketing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it just kind of stuck, and it's the alliteration of B&B sticks with people, I guess.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah. Although my dad went through a long phase of calling it Boohoo Bailey, which I was like, Dad, it's Boho.
That's funny. So what are you started Boho Bailey as a boutique and then have started selling, different apparel from their shirts, custom shirts. Tell me overall kind of services of Boho Bailey currently?
So we do, the two types of printing that we currently do are sublimation, and we do screen printing as well. We work a lot with different companies to do wholesale orders as well. We did the pub crawl t-shirts for Washington Betterment Foundation. We work with WCHC Foundation and do fundraisers for them twice a year. We do work for Tyson Foods in Columbus Junction and Waterloo. So we do a lot of wholesale. If people out there need t-shirts and printed sportswear, come see us. What else am I thinking?
Do you do the screen printing and sublimation in-house?
Yes. Yes.
And do you
Yeah.
want to explain the difference to people who might not know?
So sublimation, this is a good explanation because often people will try to bring us shirts and ask them, can you print on this shirt? And sublimation is, I'll explain the process first and then how that applies.
Okay.
So sublimation is a special ink that we print on special paper. It has to be heated up to 375 degrees or above, and then it turns into a gas state. Once it's in the gas state, it will adhere to polyester fibers. So when people bring us a shirt and say, could you print on this? We basically say no, because we need a certain percentage of polyester in the fiber, in the fabric of the shirt. And then there are lots of shirts that are polyester fiber but have what they call a cotton facing. So that won't work for sublimation either. Screen prints we can often do on a wider range of material, but the plus side of sublimation is that we don't have to cut a screen, basically, for a print. It's all on the computer. We can take it from this big down to this big and just print it out on the printer, and we don't have to cut any range of screens in order to do that. So we refer to sublimation as our on-the-fly printing. And when people want to come in and order, basically our wholesale order will do custom work for orders of 10 or more. And so if you're going to order 10 of something, we're going to offer sublimation as the service. We're not going to cut a screen, make a screen print for 10 shirts. It's just too involved of a process.
Right.
But what it is good for is that if you want to do a fundraiser, we can use sublimation and we can offer from infant to like 4X without having to cut a bunch of different screens in order to make that size.
Yeah.
And basically when we do a fundraiser, we offer it on our in-stock colors, which if you came and looked around in our back room, we have thousands of T-shirts back there. And so we'll offer it on an in-stock color, and we don't make people buy the shirts up front. We just say, you go out, you market your fundraiser, and you only have to buy what you sell.
Okay.
So that's one bonus of working, but we do that only with sublimation.
Okay.
So
Very good.
That's
And
kind
currently you're doing a fundraiser for the after prom. So
Yep.
that's an example of people can go online, order the shirt, and then they can come pick it up. Then you kind of
Yep.
make it custom, and then people can come pick up the
right,
order.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. What other things do you want to share about Boho Bailey or Meraki Crafted that we haven't talked about?
I think we covered quite a bit.
Okay.
Do you have any questions, Nick? No?
I think
You're
I'm
going to
good.
bring your girlfriend into craft?
I think that actually would be a great date night activity.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not night, but a great date activity.
Yeah.
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 So, all right. Well, congratulations on the grand
Thanks.
opening of your store. I'll try to stop by in one of the next couple of days and check that out. And I know I have a shirt to pick up at Boho Bailey, so I'll be in
There you
there.
go.
I'll be in there soon also. So, all right. Today's national day is National Goof Off Day.
Yeah, it's supposed to just be a goofball today.
All right. I was thinking like goof off, like instead of work, goof off, but goofball.
I guess that I just assumed it was just be a little goofy today. But I
right.
guess you could also just not do your job.
I feel like we should read the national day at the beginning to really just set the stage for the whole day.
That's true.
So we could have goofed off the whole show. All right. Do you have any birthday wishes you want to give anybody?
I should probably look. I feel like there is not any. So I'm in the clear. How about you?
I forgot to look, so at this point I'm just not going there. So
Yeah.
I'm excited because I know a couple of these people on the famous birthday list today. Not that I know how old they are, but I will recognize them. So you ready for the birthday game?
Sure.
Do you know about this?
No, I don't.
All
It's going to
right.
be a big surprise.
It's gonna be awesome.
So the birthday game, I'm gonna put a celebrity whose birthday is today on the screen, and then you have to guess their age. If you're within 3 years, you get a point. If you get it right on, you get 2 points.
Okay.
And the first celebrity is she's the other way apparently. Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. All right, so I will guess 44.
Huh. I was going to say 39. I have no idea.
39. She is 47. So
Wow.
Diana,
She looks
hop out
good.
to a 1-0
She looks good for
lead.
47.
Plastic surgery.
Next up, we have Captain Kirk, William Shatner.
I'll go 72.
74.
You guys ready for this one?
Uh-oh.
He's 92.
What?
No. Is this a recent picture?
Yeah, that
says
Comic-Con
2022.
2022.
92?
He is 92. I don't know.
Maybe it's because he's dressing too stylish for being 92.
Maybe it's because he's upright.
That's true. He's not really like a...
I mean, 92 is.
Well, you're welcome, William. We gave
Yeah.
you a very
Yeah.
nice compliment. He's 20 years younger than you are.
Next up, we have the comedian Keegan-Michael Key. Key and Peele. I think what else did he do?
I don't either. I know that he has gray in his beard, which doesn't always mean anything. I will go 40. 40. Straight up 40.
42.
He is 52. So
Oh, man.
we're not doing too good today.
No, we're
I
not.
feel like I led you astray by guessing
Yeah.
40 first.
The last celebrity we have today is J.J. Watt, the football player or former football player. No one knows if he's retired or not.
I'm going to go 37.
39.
He is 34. So, Dinah, you win
Got a,
with
another
a... Oh, you did get a point on that one. So
Yep.
you get a...
2 points
you get 2
total.
points. 2
All
points
right.
in total.
That is the birthday game.
Okay. Well, I'm really relieved because Sam said something about it, and I thought you were going to guess my age. So
Sometimes people-
Nobody wants to guess our ages. They might want to guess Nick's age because he's a lot younger than us.
yeah.
But people often think the birthday game is guessing people in the community's age, and we
Oh.
would never do that.
Maybe you should start. Maybe viewership would spike.
Yeah, a lot of hate mail would probably spike as well.
I'm 54, by the way, so in case it ever comes up.
All right. Now I can get that
I'll
one
make a
right.
note.
Get the trophy. So, all right. Very good. Well, thanks for joining us today,
Yeah,
Leslie.
Thanks
It was
for having me.
nice learning about your businesses. And this is Washington Live. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope you have a great Wednesday.